Your ego is terrified of your potential. Listen closely. The whispers of limitation are about to be shattered. Right here, right now. Imagine a version of yourself so powerful, so unrestrained that the mere thought of its existence sends tremors through the foundations of your current reality. That version isn't a distant dream. It's a sleeping giant waiting to be awakened. Your potential is not some abstract concept floating in the nebulous realm of imagination. It is a living, breathing force residing within you, a force so intense, so raw that your ego trembles at its mere proximity. Why does your ego fear this potential? Because potential is ruthless in its pursuit of transformation. It doesn't negotiate. It doesn't compromise. It demands complete and absolute surrender. Every dream you've buried, every passion you've silenced, every aspiration you've dismissed as impossible, they are not dead. They are waiting for the moment you decide to demolish the walls of your own self-imposed imprisonment. Your ego has been your jailer, constructing elaborate narratives of limitation, whispering insidious lies about your capabilities. You're not good enough, it says. Stay safe, it warns. Don't risk everything, it pleads. But what if those whispers are nothing more than desperate attempts to maintain control? What if your ego knows something profound? That the moment you truly embrace your potential, its entire system of manipulation collapses. Like a house of cards in a hurricane of raw, unbridled human capability. Potential doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It creates moments. It transforms landscapes. It rewrites the very rules of possibility. Think about the greatest transformations in human history. Did they emerge from comfort? From safety? From conformity? No. They erupted from the volcanic core of human potential. From individuals who heard the terrified screams of their ego and walked directly into the fire of uncertainty. Your potential is a revolutionary force. It doesn't negotiate with mediocrity. It doesn't compromise with fear. It demands everything, and it gives everything in return. Every limitation is a lie your ego has crafted. Every I can't is a chain forged in the foundry of self-doubt. But chains can be broken. Narratives can be rewritten. Potential doesn't recognize boundaries. It sees through the illusion of limitation. It understands that what seems impossible is merely a challenge waiting to be conquered. Your ego knows this, and it is terrified that you might discover the truth, that you are not defined by your past, not restricted by your current circumstances, not bound by the opinions of others. You are a universe of untapped potential, a force of nature waiting to be unleashed. Every moment you spend listening to your ego's fearful whispers is a moment stolen from your true transformation. Potential doesn't wait. It doesn't negotiate. It demands action. Relentless. Unapologetic. Fierce. Are you ready to silence the whispers? To break the chains? To become the living, breathing embodiment of your most audacious potential? The choice is yours. But remember, your ego is watching, and it is terrified, because it knows when you finally decide to rise, nothing will ever be the same again. The battleground is internal. Every breath you take is a declaration of war, against the comfortable, against the predictable, against the version of yourself that has been carefully curated by fear. Your potential is not a distant mountain. It is a volcanic core beneath your feet, waiting to erupt, waiting to reshape everything you thought you knew about yourself. Comfort is the most sophisticated form of self-sabotage. It whispers sweet nothings of safety, promises of predictability, but predictability is the graveyard of dreams. Where potential comes to die, look closely at the landscape of your current existence. Every compromise, every moment of hesitation, every time you've stepped back when you should have leaped forward, these are the fingerprints of your ego, meticulously crafting an illusion of protection. But protection from what? From failure? From pain? From transformation? No. Your ego is protecting itself. its fragile construct of identity, its carefully maintained narrative of who you are supposed to be. But you are not a story to be written. You are a force to be unleashed. Potential doesn't recognize the boundaries of comfort. It doesn't negotiate with fear. It doesn't ask for permission. It demands emergence. Consider the metamorphosis of a butterfly. The caterpillar doesn't negotiate its transformation. It doesn't hesitate. It doesn't ask if it's ready. It simply becomes. Ruthlessly, completely, unapologetically. Your transformation is no different. The moment you recognize that your ego is nothing more than a collection of learned fears, a tapestry of inherited limitations, a prison of past experiences, that is the moment true liberation begins. Potential is not something you acquire. It is something you unleash, like a force of nature breaking through concrete, shattering expectations, rewriting possibilities. Every limitation is a lie your ego has convinced you to believe. You're not enough, it whispers. Stay small, it commands. Don't risk everything, it pleads. But what if those whispers are nothing more than the death rattle of a dying paradigm? Your potential knows no bounds. It doesn't understand the language of limitation. It speaks only in the dialect of transformation, of becoming, of rising, beyond limits. The final battlefield is consciousness, where ego trembles, where potential roars. This is the moment of ultimate reckoning, between who you have been and who you are destined to become. Imagine your potential as a living entity, a primal force of transformation, not a passive possibility, but an active, relentless energy, waiting to consume everything that stands in its way. Your ego is nothing more than a fragile construct, a thin veneer of protection, a desperate attempt to maintain control. But control is an illusion, crafted by fear, maintained by limitation, destroyed by potential. Every moment of hesitation is a betrayal of yourself, of your most authentic essence, of the universe brewing inside you. Potential does not negotiate. It does not compromise. It demands total and complete surrender to the possibility of who you could become if you were brave enough, vulnerable enough, ruthless enough to let go of everything that has held you back. Your ego understands one fundamental truth. That true potential is terrifying because it means complete dismantling of everything you thought you knew about yourself, about your limitations, about what is possible. This is not a journey of incremental change. This is a volcanic eruption of human capability, a total reconstruction of self, where every limitation becomes a launching pad for transformation. The most dangerous weapon in your arsenal is not a skill, not a talent, not an ability, but your unwavering commitment to becoming, to evolving, to expanding beyond all boundaries. Your potential knows no geography of limitation, no topography of fear. It is a quantum field of infinite possibility, waiting to be activated by your most courageous self, the version of you that refuses to be contained by the small stories your ego has been telling you about who you are, about what you can achieve, about what you deserve. Break those chains. Every great transformation in human history began with a moment, a singular instant, where someone decided that the pain of remaining the same was greater than the fear of becoming something entirely new. Your ego is a museum of past experiences. Potential is a laboratory of future possibilities. Choose wisely. The moment is now. The choice is yours. Unleash or remain contained.